Welcome to Late Start Piano. My name is Josh LaFleur, and today I'm going to be explaining to you why you should avoid doing any kind of warm up when you are first starting to play your practice session for the day. And I'm going to be telling you the reasons why you should actually just go in with a performance piece and pretend or get in the mindset that you're actually performing for somebody right now on the spot without any kind of warm up. So, most people, what they do is when they first begin their practice routine, they start with doing scales. They start with doing a hand-in exercise. They start with doing maybe arpeggio work. Maybe they just sit down and play something for fun, kind of messing around on it. They don't really care if they hit a wrong note or two. Maybe they're doing something completely different. Maybe they start with trying to learn a song by ear or improvising or something like that. In this video, I'm going to be telling you why you shouldn't do any of that, avoid all of that, and why instead you should actually sit down and get in the mindset that you are performing, that you are on stage, and this is a performance piece that people have paid for the privilege to hear you play. So the first big positive point of this, and probably the most important, is that doing this will make you a better performer, guaranteed. Because when you are performing either on stage, if it's a paid gig that you have, if you're just performing in front of some friends and family at a Christmas concert, or just your friends know that you play the piano, you come across one outside and they say, hey, why don't you play something for me? If you haven't done this, what I've been telling you to do, your performance is going to be much weaker. You should be able to sit down at any place, at any time, and be able to play a one or two pieces pretty much flawlessly every single time, and also be able to play them musically. So it's one thing if you can play the correct notes. It's another thing if you can play that in a beautiful way with incredible dynamics, with really good touch and really good timing. So what you want to do is, instead of practicing scales and hand-in and all that stuff, the first thing you should do when you sit down for your practice session, pick whatever piece that either you're currently working on, even if you're only halfway through, or a piece that you have learned before, quote unquote, learned before, but maybe it's not perfect. Maybe you're kind of forgetting parts of it here and there. Pick a piece, either that you're learning now or in the past, and try to play it perfectly as if you're in a performance. Now, what does that mean as well as if you're actually performing? It means if you forget a section, then you forget a section. Try to remember what you can. Maybe you skip that section and play the next section that you can actually remember. Whatever it is that you would normally do in a real live performance. If you hit a wrong note or an incorrect note and you were on stage playing, you probably wouldn't start cussing yourself out and saying, oh, damn, I suck, and get up and walk out, right? You wouldn't do that, obviously. So why are you practicing that way when that's not how you would actually perform in a real life scenario? Instead, if you play a wrong note, if you forget a section, just keep going. Try not to make any kind of facial expression. Don't get up. Don't start, cussing yourself or cussing the piano. Don't start laughing or smiling. Keep your composure, keep playing, and just move on to that next piece. If you do this, again, you're doing this cold, so you're not doing any kind of warm up. This is more like on the honor system. You're not doing any kind of warm up or anything like that. You're just sitting down and playing from memory is another important piece. You want to be able to do this from memory, because if you're playing for somebody else, you might not have the sheet music. You might be outside where you don't have access to the paper. You can't pull up your phone and look at the notes as you're playing. You don't want to do that. You just want to be able to play and perform beautiful music from memory. And the best way to be able to do that, work on your memory and your actual performance piece, is doing what I've been telling you to do. First thing in the morning, no warm up, just sitting down, trying to play from memory as if you were performing. Because that's what's going to happen in the real world, right? You're not going to be going to a friend's house or at a family member's house, and you're not going to be playing 10 minutes of scales first, and then you play the piece. You're going to be expected to sit down and immediately start playing that piece, whatever it is that you're playing, at a high level, and that's the way you want to practice. Now, I don't want you to get this misconstrued, because you should still be practicing scales. You should still be doing some technique work and arpeggios and hand-in exercises and all of that good stuff. But the very first thing that you should be doing is performing. So sit down, perform. You can take notes after you're done performing. Maybe you forgot a piece, you need to highlight. Maybe you need to revisit that piece later on in your practice session. Okay, whatever, take note, and then you can just go in and practice however you normally would, scales or whatever it is that you're doing. But the very first thing that you should do is perform. What I like to do personally is when I first get up in the morning, whatever time that happens to be, if it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. before I go for work in the morning or whatever it is I'm doing that day, I will sit down. I might stretch a little bit, maybe grab something to drink, maybe a water, something like that. But then as soon as possible, I sit down at the piano and I try to play whatever piece I'm trying to play from complete memory and as if I'm performing. So a lot of times what I'll do as well, if it's late enough in the day where it's like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., I'll actually open up all the windows. So I'll open up this window behind me. I'll open up this window right here. There's another window over there that you can't see, but I'll open up all the windows, put my piano on full blast, and I will just try to perform. That way I know that somebody's listening to me, either whether they want to or not, doesn't matter. I'm trying to get better at the piano, and I'm doing it late enough in the day that it's not going to be a noise complaint issue. And I will just play and try to play the piece as best as I can. I promise you, if you do this, you're going to be much better. You're going to learn your song a lot quicker. You're going to become a better performer. You're going to be able to remember your pieces a lot better. And when it comes time for you to do the real thing, for you to perform in front of somebody else, you're actually going to have the confidence to sit down and play it immediately because you've done it 10 times, 20 times, 50 times before and already. So when it comes time to do the real thing, your performance is going to be 100 times better. Again, it's going to help you with a lot of things, and maybe you're tired in the morning, maybe it's cold outside, maybe it's really hot outside. So these other variable factors that make it even more difficult for you to perform at home. Maybe you have a spouse walking around, maybe the TV's on in the living room, maybe your cat is coming in trying to jump up on your lap. If you can still perform at a very high level with all those situations, with all of those extra factors in mind that can be a hindrance to you, if you can play in that, then you can play when you can completely focus and lock in and you don't have any of those other distractions in your way. So start doing this for a week, 2 weeks. I want you to comment down below. Let me know how it worked out for you because I know it's going to help you and I want to be able to hear that and hear your success stories. With all that said, I do have a completely free PDF on my website. It has 34 more essential tips for you to play the piano at the highest possible level. It is 100% free. You can get that by accessing the link down below. I also have a 90-day Piano Made Easy course. It's going to take you from an absolute beginner to playing 7 songs on 3 different levels of difficulty in 90 days or less guaranteed. Click on the link down below. You can watch a video of me presenting it and get a little bit more familiar, and then you can go ahead and place that order right on that same page. Again, my name is Josh LaFleur, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.